would like to be able to be part of Savannah's life, but it's like they're in this collusion that seems to hate Robyn, and I don't know why. Other than, well, they're jealous.
Sister Wives, season 19, episode 12, and Kody is bemoaning why he's not invited to Savannah's graduation party, which was like a central focus of the beginning of this episode, plus Meri's travels, right? So here's the thing, if you wanted to be involved in a graduation party for her, why didn't you just throw one yourself? Oh yeah, because you expect everyone else to do all the work and you reap the benefit. Silly. But more of that narrative in a second. So we start the episode with Meri getting to go to England and finishing up moving, and her best friend Jen coming in with the facts.
I lived in Vegas, and they lived in Vegas as well. I saw the family a lot for different reasons, and, you know, it always seemed like he spent the majority of his time at Robyn's house. I saw it even then, and so did my husband. Like, we saw that he favored one over the others, and it sucked.
So if you go back to season 4, 5, and 6, this actually echoes, they had some anthropologists come and stay with them, and the anthropologists were like, you really seem to spend a lot of time over there at Robyn's. They're like, oh, well, it's because Saul just had stitches, whatever. But everybody saw it. However, because it was him at Robyn's, he's starting to spin this narrative of he'll be back in the family as long as he divorces Robyn. Now, let's keep this, let's look at a clip first.
Throughout the years, we've always had these big graduation parties for the kids. We would all work together and throw them a big party. A lot of times, a lot of people came. So it'll be different than the other graduation parties, but we're going to still do something to really mark the occasion.
TLC, I need to talk to you. If you're not TLC, stay. We're going to talk about something else in a minute. But so you can use clips to show the past, but you can't use the same clips to call out your star boy. Okay. I was just wanting to make that clear. So they're having Savannah's graduation, and they wanted to do like a flash mob because, like they said, they do a lot of like big things, but nobody learned the dance. So Maddie gets up, she dances on a chair, doesn't really catch on. Then it seems like they're having just a great time as a family, and it makes sense not to invite the people that don't really want to have a great time. They like coming in and making things awkward, not to mention when you can't accept any kind of responsibility for your behavior and continuously put it on other people, you're just not going to be a blast to have around. You ain't going to be invited.
I wouldn't have expected to be invited. Janelle and I aren't in a good place, and Christine and I aren't in a good place.
I do not interact with Kody and Robyn or their kids. Savannah doesn't really have much to do with them, so it'd be super awkward. And no, I'm not going to invite them.
Fair, considering this guy skipped Christmas with most of his kids, didn't even call him, and I'm sure they had this whole thing on TV where he bought all his other kids all these presents where you got 15 other ones over here. 12 was, it's a lot of kids. I lose track. See how Janelle says like they just really don't have any contact and we're in a weird place and this sort of thing. And Kody, me, I. And also, how can I deflect this to where it has literally nothing to do with me? I take no responsibility and I can oversimplify it to the point in my own head that I can still make myself the good guy.
So Kody has this idea that somehow if he leaves Robyn home, he's going to be able to come to these family gatherings. And that's so far from the truth. Kody is alienated from 90 to 95% of his children. He is not really wanted at events. He's not coming regardless of who he brings or doesn't bring with him.
So that right there is why like a logical discussion about these things is impossible, because these are people that will never, ever take responsibility for their own behavior. In most cases, sometimes they do, but it's a very small amount. There's like a guy on here who doesn't, but it's always someone else's fault. So how are you supposed to build on that or work on that when it's literally just a game of this person chasing their tail so that they never feel like they're wrong? Exhausting.
That was always a big deal for us in Las Vegas. We always had a big graduation party for each kid. And it's just really sad that that's not how it went this time.
Not to make it awkward, but what work have you put in since then with those kids to have a relationship with them? Because their moms put in the work. How about y'all? No? Oh, my cats are fighting. Don't worry, it's just Gary and Herman. They do have a moment here and there because Gary, she is a little sensitive. Her feelings are valid, but she is a little sensitive.
The situation sucks to height. It just sucks. I've got this whole other side of the family that have decided that they're still a family and we're out. Now, they'll let me in that club as long as I leave Robyn behind.
No.
I can't do that.
No. Anything to avoid taking responsibility. Absolutely anything. Especially, dude, honestly, if I was Robyn, I really wouldn't appreciate that. Because he is, in essence, making everything her fault, when in reality, his behavior is a lot of what got them there. Now, that's a little negative, so let's end it on a positive note.
Let's do 3 final cheers to congratulate Savannah. Hip, hip.
such a soft spot for those kids. But that was a graduation portion. I'm going to make another part where we're going to go into all the appraisal. If someone denies an appraisal and says, oh my God, that's so hard, we just can't do that. They are actively trying to screw you over. So that's no fun. But we're going to talk about that in the next part. And then we might go into Kody with his brothers. But honestly, like, ugh. Have a good day. Wish me luck. I have a criminology final today as well as a panel presentation. However, my last day of school is tomorrow and I have over a month off, so we can finally talk about some more in-depth stuff than sister-wise. But I'll see you for part 2 of this either later today or tomorrow.